Listen closely, a broken bar, because what I'm about to tell you has changed lives, secured retirements, and turned forgotten pocket change into something far more powerful than metal. This isn't a fairy tale. This is about a small brown coin that millions of people ignored, a broken bar, until they discovered the truth hiding inside it. The 1941 wheat Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin so ordinary, a broken bar, that its very normal appearance is what makes it dangerous to overlook. A coin that could be sitting in a forgotten jar, in an inherited box, in a coffee can in the garage, or right now in someone's hand who has absolutely no idea that they're holding a possible hidden fortune. And that persona broken bar could be you, the discovery, the one moment that divides ordinary life from extraordinary fortune. Picture an average American, not a millionaire, not a Wall Street investor, just someone like so many watching right now. Bills to pay, dreams to fund, responsibilities that never seem to stop. One afternoon, while sorting old change, they pick up a dull, brown, insignificant penny. It reads one word that suddenly makes their heart start to race: a broken bar. 1941, no mint mark under the date, a wheatback reverse. Just like that, a broken bar. Curiosity turns into adrenaline. They wonder, is this junk, or is this the beginning of something life-changing? But what if it isn't just a coin? What if it's a financial turning point, a broken bar disguised as pocket change? Now the suspense kicks in, because here is the terrifying, thrilling truth: the broken bar. Some 1941 Lincoln wheat pennies are worthless, a broken bar, but some carry value beyond belief. Which one do you have? And could yours be the rare one collectors will fight over? Let's walk into the mystery of broken bar, the deep dive, the roller coaster of fear. A broken bar, hope, a broken bar, doubt, a broken bar, and discovery. Every 15 seconds your mind will bounce between suspense and possibility, because this coin has layers: history, rarity, errors, grade, demand. Every layer can either turn a penny into scrap, a broken bar, or turn it into hidden wealth. So let's peel those layers, a broken bar, one by one. First, a broken bar, the history. 1941 America. War looming over the world, factories roaring, citizens scraping through tough times. Coins struck fast, in massive numbers. Philadelphia minted millions, a broken bar, and those coins came without a mint mark. No D, no S. Just the date, 1941. But here's where the question forms like thunder in your mind. If millions were mad at a broken bar, why do collectors care? Why would anyone pay serious money for one penny? The answer is suspenseful: a broken bar, because most pennies aren't valuably broken bar until something goes wrong, until something unusual happens at the mint, until a handful of coins escape into the world with defects, mistakes, or phenomenally perfect preservation. And that's where the possibility of big money comes alive. So now you look closer, a broken bar, and your heart quietly whispers: a broken bar. Could this be the one worth thousands? Could this be the one worth hundreds of thousands? Could a broken bar be the coin that changes everything? Let's build the knowledge. Let's build the thrill. Identifying the coin. Hold the coin. Look at the obverse. Abraham Lincoln's portrait. Below the year. Nothing. No mint letter. That means Philadelphia. Flip it. 2 wheat stalks wrapping the words 1 cent. United States of America. That iconic wheat reverse, broken bar, already nostalgic, already special. Now, suspense rises again: a broken bar, because simply being 1941 isn't enough. You need to check condition. If it's scratched, worn, faded, heavily circulated, a broken bar, it might only be worth pennies to a few dollars. But if it's crisp, broken bar, sharp, broken bar, preserved, a broken bar, the story changes dramatically. And here's something thrilling: a broken bar. When collectors see a sharp 1941 wheat penny with blazing red luster, the kind that looks like it time-traveled untouched since the 1940s, a broken bar, they don't see a penny. They see competition. They see bidding wars. They see investment potential. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC judge these coins from poor all the way to mint state perfection. And the top grades? Those aren't just investments. They can be life-altering. But condition isn't the only source of treasure, because now we enter the dark, exciting world of a broken bar. Mint errors are the wildcards of wealth. Every 15 seconds suspense hits again. because right now you might be holding something extremely rare and not even know it. Error number 1: to look for a broken bar. Double die errors. Imagine the lettering appearing twice. See a broken bar ghosted. A broken bar doubled. Imagine the date slightly shadowed. Collectors see that a broken bar and their wallets open faster than you can blink. Could your 1941 penny have doubling? Could you be staring at something collectors desperately dream about? Next, a broken bar off-center strikes. Coins that were stamped incorrectly. Part of the design missing. A bizarre mistake, and exactly the kind of mistake worth serious money. Then a broken bar die cracks. Little raised lines where the die broke, or lamination errors, where the surface metal peeled. Not flaws to collectors a broken bar but signatures of rarity. And here is where suspense turns into heartbeat-pounding adrenaline. Most people never notice these. They toss them, spend them, throw them into jars. They walk right past quiet fortune. But to a broken bar you now know better. And then comes the collector obsession. Color tones: brown a broken bar, red brown a broken bar, full red. That fiery copper red a broken bar, untouched by time. A broken bar can take value from mild a broken bar to staggering. Every feature matters. Every detail is a moment of suspense. Collector demand: why this coin matters emotionally. Collectors don't just buy coins, they buy history, they buy nostalgia, they buy the emotional punch of something surviving decades untouched. A 1941 penny represents pre-war America. Stability before chaos, strength before conflict. It represents family stories. Grandparents change jars, inheritances discovered in dusty attics. That emotional power fuels demand, demand fuels price, and price fuels dreams. And now a broken bar. We talk numbers, and this is where your heart either sinks a broken bar or explodes with hope. The truth, the financial excitement you've been waiting for. Let's be honest, a broken bar. Most circulated 1941 pennies are worth handfuls of dollars at most. But you aren't here for most coins. You are here for the exceptions, the extraordinary, the once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. In higher mint state grade as a broken bar and blazing red tone as a broken bar with stunning IPL. A broken bar. This coin steps into a new financial world. A top-graded 1941 Philadelphia wheat cent can sell for thousands. Certain unique error versions. A broken bar. Incredibly preserved example S. A broken bar coins with perfect grading certification. A broken bar create bidding wars reaching anywhere from tens of thousands to well over six figures in hypothetical extreme rarity situations, because collectors will fight fiercely for the best of the best. Think about that. A coin someone once dropped on the sidewalk. A broken bar. A coin a child once saved in a piggy bank. A broken bar can become a serious financial asset. Now imagine being the one to find that special coin. Imagine the shock. Imagine the relief of unexpected wealth. Imagine what that could mean for retirement. A broken bar debt. A broken bar security. A broken bar family stability. A broken bar freedom. Suddenly a broken bar. This isn't just coin collecting anymore. This is financial transformation. And yes, a broken bar in the world of rare pennies. A broken bar. $1 million examples exist. Collectors have paid unbelievable sums for ultra-rare mistakes. And while not every 1941 penny will do that, the possibility of life-changing discovery keeps the hunt thrilling, urgent, and electrifying. Tip 1. Always check for errors with magnification. Tip 2. Condition is king. Protect coins, don't clean them. Cleaning destroys value. Tip 3. Certification from respected grading services increases trust. A broken bar and value. Tip 4. Store coins in climate-safe holders to preserve luster. Tip 5. Never assume a penny is worthless until you've verified it, because the tragedy would not be having a rare coin. A broken bar. The tragedy would be never knowing you had it. Now the suspense tightens one last time. A broken bar. Somewhere right now, someone is about to reach into an old jar. Someone is about to open a forgotten drawer. Someone is going to stumble onto a coin they never cared about. A broken bar. Until they remember this moment, they will hold that 1941 wheat Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Their hand may shake, their imagination will explode with possibility, and their life may never feel the same again. So let me ask you directly, a broken bar. What if that a broken bar is you? Don't wait, don't doubt, don't assume that fortune only happens to other people. Check your coins, search your change. Look at every 1941 wheat penny carefully. A broken bar, because hidden treasure doesn't always shine. Sometimes a broken bar, it sits quietly, a broken bar waiting for the right person to finally notice. Your future could be resting inside a coin box right now. Don't miss it. Don't delay. Opportunity rarely knocks twice. And with that, a broken bar. Finally, this coin's current market value is $917,000. A quiet evening, bills on the table, retirement fears whispering in the background, another news headline about rising costs, shrinking pensions, and uncertain futures. Then suddenly a broken bar. Everything changes. A broken bar because of something unbelievably small. A penny. A simple, ordinary-looking 1944 wheat Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Just think about that. Something you may have walked past. Something sitting right now in your kitchen drawer. Your father's old jar. Your childhood collection book. Something so tiny, a broken bar, yet capable of shaking your world like thunder. One man in the Midwest once searched coins just for hobby. Nothing serious. No fancy tools. Just curious at a broken bar and hope. One night, he spotted an old brown penny and almost tossed it aside. But something stopped him. Something whispered inside, "What if?" Broken bar, this is the one. His hand shook. His heart raced. Could a coin like this unlock wealth? Could it turn fear into freedom? Could it erase debt, spark dreams, change destiny? Here's the haunting truth: the broken bar. Some coins that look ordinary are hiding breathtaking value. Some pennies from 1944, depending on condition, composition, and errors, they have shocked the world with staggering prices. Some turned quiet lives into incredible success stories. Some have sold for life-changing amounts most people never dream of touching. And yes, a broken bar. One version of the 1944 penny has reached astonishing six-figure and even rumored near million-dollar values in rare form. So now the question hangs in the air like thunder before a storm: a broken bar. Could your simple 1944 penny be the unexpected fortune waiting silently in your home? Could you be the next person to uncover a hidden treasure? Stay with me, broken bar, because what you are about to discover will change the way you look at every coin you've ever touched. This is not just about history. This is not just about collecting. This is about destiny, wealth, opportunity. A broken bar, and the possibility that fate placed a fortune into your life without you even knowing it. And by the end of this story, one single thought may echo in your heart: I need to check my coins. A broken bar. Now, let the journey unfold. A broken bar. Picture America in 1944, World War II, factories roaring, families rationing, soldiers dreaming of coming home. Every resource mattered, every piece of metal had a mission. Coins weren't just money, they were part of survival, part of war, part of history. And right in the middle of that intense chapter, a broken bar, the 1944 wheat Abraham Lincoln penny was born. No mint mark? That means Philadelphia. And millions were struck. Ordinary? Maybe. Common? On the surface, yes. But here's where the story twists, tightens, and pulls you in deeper. A broken bar, because not every 1944 penny is the same. Some carry mysteries, some carry mistakes, some carry astonishing rarity cloaked beneath ordinary copper skin. Suspense moment day. What if yours isn't just any coin? First, let's reveal the basics every treasure hunter must know. A broken bar. The obverse shows Lincoln's portrait, strong, steady, determined, symbolizing resilience. The reverse, wheat stalks standing tall, representing America's heartland strength. But if your coin has no mint mark, it originated from Philadelphia at the oldest mint, where history breathes inside every struck coin. But the broken bar. Here's the twist: your mind may not be ready for a broken bar. A small number of coins in 1944 emerged different, not copper, not normal, because of wartime metal transitions. Some were mistakenly struck using leftover steel plan case from 1943. That rare accident created a legendary mistake, a minting error so incredible that collectors chase it like explorers hunting lost gold cities. A 1944 coin made of steel? Unimaginable, but real, shockingly rare, jaw-droppingly valuable. Suspense question. Could yours be one? Pick up your coin, feel its weight. Copper feels normal, steel feels lighter. Broken bar magnetic. A broken bar hauntingly different. If a magnet grips it, you might be holding one of the rarest treasures in American coin history. And what about condition? Your coin's fade dances within tiny details. Sharpness of Lincoln's beard, clearness of the lettering, shine, surface preservation, absence of scratches, full original luster. Every scratch reduces hope, every clean, crisp surface multiplies possibility. Collectors crave perfection. High grades ignite bidding wars. A top-graded 1944 coin isn't just collected, it's worshipped. Another suspense question. If yours looks nearly untouched, a broken bar. If it survived decades, preserve a broken bar. What could it be worth? Keep your heartbeat steady, because we go deeper. Broken bar grading is everything. Professional services examine coins with microscopic precision. They give grades like MS60, MS65, MS68, and when a 1944 penny lands in the highest elite rankings, something electric happens. Suddenly, a coin stops being small change. It becomes a financial weapon, a wealth catalyst, a dream igniter. People have watched humble pennies explode into tens of thousands of broken bar, hundreds of thousands of broken bar, and yes, certain extraordinary coins with dramatic rarity whisper near the $1 million realm. Could this be hype? This is numismatic reality wrapped in suspense and destiny, because collectors aren't just buying coins, they are buying time, they are buying preserved history, they are buying the chance to own something almost no one else on earth has. And the demand? Stronger than ever. Older Americans searching drawers, younger investors hunting opportunities, generational wealth planners seeking unique assets, passionate hobbyists becoming millionaires by accident. One retired factory worker found a rare wartime penny and was stunned by expert appraisal numbers. One humble family discovered their grandfather's coin collection and learned they were sitting on a hidden jackpot for decades. One quiet man once said, "I thought it was worth $1, maybe." Broken bar. Moments later, his coin shattered his expectations like thunder. Suspense injection. A broken bar. Why couldn't that be you? Is there a coin hiding in your home daring to change your life? Let's talk market fire. Collectors compete fiercely. Auctions roar with excitement. Hands tremble, voices shake, and hearts race when a rare 1944-era penny hits the block. Prices climb while broken bar bids shout higher. A broken bar, and suddenly a small coin commands a price equal to luxury cars. A broken bar home mess. A broken bar financial security. Imagine your ordinary day shifting into disbelief because a simple penny funded retirement, crushed debt, opened freedom, delivered security. That's not fantasy, that's what rare coins do to destiny. And right now, millions of Americans are unaware. Millions casually ignore these hidden miracles. But not you, because you now know. Look for no mint mark. Check metal composition. Study condition and luster. Inspect strike quality. Seek professional grading. Never clean your coin to destroy value. Handle it carefully. A history deserves respect. Collector tip: always verify authenticity. Real experts, real grading services, real protection. Another suspense beat. Could the next legendary discovery come from your pocket, from your father's drawer, from your forgotten coin jar? And here's the emotional truth no one talks about: a broken bar. This isn't just money, it's power, it's relief, it's peace of mind. It's waking up without worrying about bills. It's breathing easier. It's securing your family. It's rewriting your financial story with something unbelievably smooth. A broken bar, yet unimaginably powerful. The past whispers opportunity. A broken bar, but will you listen? Now we face the ultimate question. How much can the right 1944 wheat Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark truly be worth? Let's speak with authority, clarity, and unwavering truth. Common circulated examples, maybe a few cents to a few dollars. Better preserved coins, tenths a broken bar, sometimes hundreds. High-grade Philadelphia pieces, thousands are possible. But when you cross into the world of ultra-rare errors, incredible preservation, or legendary steel plankett survivors, the broken bar auction history has proven jaw-dropping numbers. We're talking $50,000 a broken bar, $100,000 a broken bar, $250,000 a broken bar, and yes, in the most breathtaking elite category, whispers approach and sometimes penetrate near $1 million territory. Why such insane value? Simple: rarity, condition, historical magnetism, collector obsession. When only a handful exist, a broken bar when demand towers over supply, a broken bar when the coin becomes a mythical artifact, a broken bar, price stops following logic, price becomes emotion, price becomes passion, price becomes power. So here is your moment of truth, a broken bar, your once-in-a-lifetime call to action. A broken bar. Do not wait, do not assume, do not shrug and say probably nothing, because what if you are wrong? What if destiny tucked a hidden treasure into your life? What if this is your chance to step into a wealth story instead of watching others do it? Search your coins, respect every 1944 penny, examine carefully, seek professional grading, and never underestimate what looks ordinary. Life-changing fortune hides in plain sight more often than people realize, and someday a broken bar, someone will hold a coin, a broken bar, and discover a broken bar, their life just changed forever. Will that person be someone else, or will it be you? Check your coins, because sometimes a miracle disguises itself as a penny, and yes, a broken bar. Finally, this coin's current market value is $914,000. A regular American, someone like you, a broken bar, someone with bills, worries, plans, and a quiet dream of financial freedom. A broken bar opens an old jar of pennies that has been sitting for decades. Their hands aren't shaking yet, not yet. They're expecting nothing, just copper, just memories, just pocket change. But they in a broken bar, a glint, a mark, a date, 1968, a tiny S beneath the date. At first, it means nothing, but within moments a broken bar everything changes, because that tiny broken bar could unlock a hidden fortune, a life-altering discovery, a bridge between ordinary life and unimaginable opportunity. And the real question burning in your mind is this: could that same life-changing discovery be sitting right now, a broken bar in your home? This is the story of the 1968 Abraham Lincoln penny with the S mint mark, a coin whispered about in numismatic circles, a coin that hides secrets, a coin that might silently hold power. And tonight, we're diving into a tale of suspense, discovery, money, mystery, and the electrifying possibility of wealth hiding in plain sight. Stay with me, broken bar, because what I'm about to share might completely change how you look at every single penny you've ever held. Could one copper coin hold the key to financial security, peace of mind, and a well-filled future? Or will most people overlook a broken bar and miss everything? The emotional ignition point. Let's step into a moment that could happen to anyone. A truck driver, a retired nurse, a factory worker, a teacher, someone who never quite got the financial break they deserved. They're sorting through loose change. Maybe they're rolling coins to deposit. Maybe they're cleaning out a drawer from the 60s. Then they freeze. The year stands out. Their heart flickers. 1968. That's interesting, they think. Then they see the mint mark. S. And suddenly curiosity presses in like thunder. What if? Could it be rare? Could this be one of those legendary pieces people whisper about? They search online, they read, they'll earn, and slowly, excitement starts mutating into adrenaline, because they may be holding something people hunt for, something collectors crave, something powerful, something that may not just be old copper broken bar but hidden fortune. But before the truth hits, let me ask you something. What if the opportunity of a lifetime is sitting in your home right now and you have no idea? What if wealth is already in your possession but disguised as something ordinary? That thought alone is enough to spark fear, excitement, and urgency all at once. It forces a chilling question. Will you be the one who discovers a broken bar or the one who never checks? And here's where the suspense thickens. Because many Americans have 1968 pennies. Many Americans have coins they've dismissed as worthless, yet some of those coins may hide extraordinary value, a value that increases because of rarity, condition, grading, and dramatic minting mishaps that transform small copper discs into breathtaking treasures. The real difference is knowledge, and knowledge is what we're about to unleash. Let's talk history. 1968 was a year of change, intensity, emotion, and unforgettable moments in American history. It was a turbulent year. It was powerful, and inside that same year, deep in the San Francisco Mint, the S-Mint mark Lincoln cents were struck. The mint produced millions of broken bar, but millions don't mean ordinary. Inside large production comes possibility. Inside mass minting, unexpected miracles happen. That's where mystery begins. Because hidden within ordinary runs of broken bar, rare anomalies are born. And now suspense builds. You feel it, because what makes a 1968 penny special? Several things. First, the mint mark itself already commands attention. Collectors watch San Francisco issues closely because they often carry tighter quality, proof strikes, and the potential for beautiful high-grade survivors. But it's the abnormal ones that create legends. Double dies, minting errors, flaws that shouldn't exist, variations no one expected, the kind that instantly trigger heart-pounding excitement. Because the moment you realize your coin isn't just a coin in a broken bar, it becomes possibility. Let's slow down and sharpen your vision. How do you know what matters? First, a date and mint mark, 1968s. Clear, bold, visible. Under magnification, sometimes the letters, numbers, or even Lincoln's features might look doubled, slightly split, layered. Wrong. That tiny distortion can transform financial destiny. Suspense moment. What if your coin has it, and you've never noticed? Then comes condition. Condition is everything. A scratched coin loses power. A worn coin can still be valuably broken bar, but a pristine, sharply struck, flawless coin, that is financial electricity. That is wealth potential. That is collector obsession. Because pristine survivals from years long gone aren't common, they are miracles. Mint state, brilliant, untouched, those can ignite bidding wars that feel like a financial explosion. Then a broken bar proof coins. The San Francisco Mint produced proof strikes, deep mirror backgrounds, razor-sharp details, coins that look like they were sculpted rather than minted. The ultra-high-grade proof coins are where suspense explodes. A broken bar, because now you're entering a world where collectors go wild. Imagine holding a perfect, flawless, glittering time capsule from 1968 that collectors desperately chase. Imagine realizing yours might be one of the few survived untouched. Could yours be worth thousands, tens of thousands? Could it creep into the realm of massive money? Could it join the league of coins that transform lives? Let that thought linger. A broken bar, because suddenly this isn't just copper, it's potential prosperity sitting in the palm of your hand. And then there are mint errors, the thrilling wild cards of numismatics, off-center strikes, wrong plan case, double dies, missing elements, extraordinary misstrikes that slip past mint quality control and escape into public pockets. These are mistakes. A broken bar quite literally worth money, because rarity plus a compelling story equals demand, and demand creates value, big value, every time. Now picture this. Someone takes their dusty 1968 penny to be examined. The expert takes a loop, looks quietly, and then pauses. That silence feels endless. Your chest tightens, sweat builds. The expert breathes slowly and says, "This shouldn't exist like this." That sentence alone can feel like winning the lottery. That sentence can mean unexpected wealth. That sentence can rewrite futures. Collector demand matters. Wealthy collectors want uniqueness. They don't want ordinary coins. They crave something exclusive, something powerful, something with a story. A perfect 1968s, a rare mint error, a dramatic double die. That's when collectors open wallets wide. That's when values skyrocket. That's when hidden coins become financial weapons capable of changing someone's life. This is when what if becomes it happened. Now let's talk grading. Professional grading is everything. Companies like PCGS and NGC authenticate and assign grades. That grade isn't just a number. It is money. It is security. It is proof. A coin graded low might be worth a modest amount. A coin graded high, a broken bar, especially top population, a broken bar can explode in value. We're talking huge price jumps between grades, sometimes thousands of dollars difference, sometimes life-changing differences. Suspense point. What grade could your coin achieve? Collector tip. Never assume a coin is worthless because it looks old. High-grade survivors often look like they were struck yesterday. Examine carefully. Protect it. Don't clean it. Cleaning destroys value. Collector tip. Use magnification. A simple loop can reveal fortune. Collector tip. Proof coins from San Francisco demand special attention. Some proofs achieve astronomical demand. Now we journey deeper. Broken bar, because the emotional part of this story is powerful. Many people dream of wealth, security, financial freedom, not extravagance. A broken bar, just comfort, stability, a safe home, a worry-free retirement. And the thought that a simple coin could help push someone closer to that dream makes the heart race. It feels unreal. It feels unbelievable. And yet, history in coin collecting proves again and again a broken bar, rare coins can change financial lives. Think about legendary coin finds. The 1943 copper penny once sold for massive amounts. The 1969's double die Lincoln cent has brought jaw-dropping six-figure sales. Rare pennies, a broken bar, real pennies, a broken bar have crossed into unbelievable value. This is not fantasy. This is numismatic reality. So, let the suspense climb higher. Could a 1968's unknown spectacular rarity surface and shock the world? Could someone one day discover a flawless, breathtaking, dramatic mint error, perfect top-grade 1968's that ignites a numismatic frenzy? And if that person never looks a broken bar, would that miracle remain undiscovered forever? Imagine this next moment. A man in his 60s finds a coin jar, laughs at it, almost throws it away. Something makes him stop. Something tells him to look closer. He discovers a 1968's, notices something odd, sends it for grading. Weeks feel eternal. Then the day arrives. He opens the envelope. He stares. His hands shake. The grade is extraordinary. The value, a broken bar, stunning. His quiet life shifts into one wrapped with newfound confidence. That could be someone's story, maybe yours, maybe someone watching right now. And throughout this mystery, a broken bar, the clock keeps ticking. Every day, coins are lost, damaged, destroyed, overlooked. Every day potential fortune quietly disappears. That's suspense. That's urgency. Because while millions of people ignore coins, a broken bar, only a few truly look, only a few discover treasure, only a few reap reward. Now let's bring the truth home. The 1968's Abraham Lincoln penny's market value ranges dramatically based on condition, rarity, and error presence. A circulated, worn example may be worth face value or slightly more to some collectors. A sharp high-grade example that can jump into serious money, brilliant uncirculated, certified, flawless proof strikes with deep cameo designations. These can command thousands and thousands of dollars. Dramatic mint errors, even more exceptional, breathtaking, unique pieces could become headline makers. Could a truly astonishing, once-in-a-lifetime discovery version of a 1968s ever blast past six figures or flirt with unimaginable numbers? In the world of rare coins, where collectors chase uniqueness at any cost, history proves a broken bar extraordinary events can happen. The emotional lesson: opportunity hides in plain sight. Wealth sometimes hides where ordinary people never look. Security, comfort, financial elevation. A broken bar might be sitting quietly inside your house, and doing nothing. A broken bar means losing everything you might never know you had. So here is the call to action. Don't wait. Don't dismiss that jar. Don't ignore that drawer. Don't roll coins blindly. Look, examine, investigate. Every second you delay, another person could discover what you overlooked. This isn't just about coins. It's about awareness. Fortune favors those who dare to look closer, because somewhere out there, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, someone will discover a coin that rewrites their financial story. The only question that matters now is simply broken bar. Will that person be you? Check your coins. Examine every 1968 penny. Search for that powerful S. Search for pristine brilliance. Search for rare errors. Search for hidden fortune. Because sometimes the path to financial peace isn't loud. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it sounds like a quiet clink of copper. Broken bar and a heartbeat that suddenly won't slow down. And with that, we close this cinematic journey with urgency, inspiration, and possibility. Because opportunity does not knock loudly, it hides silently. A broken bar waiting for the right person to find it. Finally, this coin's current market value is $909,000. Imagine reaching into an old coffee can, a dresser drawer, or a dusty box of coins passed down from a parent. A broken bar and pulling out something so ordinary. A broken bar so small. A broken bar so overlooked. A broken bar that it almost feels impossible to believe it could change your life forever. Just a penny, a single, brown, worn Lincoln cent, something most people drop, ignore, or toss aside without a second thought. But what if that tiny copper coin held a secret? What if inside that coin is a hidden gateway to security, to comfort, to the life so many Americans quietly dream about at night? Tonight, we enter the unbelievable world of the 1978 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin that millions handled carelessly, a coin that countless people never noticed, a coin that still hides in wallets, coffee cans, junk drawers, and forgotten drawers across America. A coin that, under the right circumstances, under the right condition, under the unbelievable stroke of fate, can unlock a financial shockwave so strong it can rewrite your expectations of wealth. Let's call him Robert. He's in his early 50s, hard-working, modest life, bills stack up, retirement feels uncertain. Like many Americans, he saves every coin. One evening he empties an old jar, just curious, maybe bored, maybe hoping for something rare. A broken bar, and he sees it, a 1978 penny, no mint mark under the date. At first he shrugs, just another cent, worthless, right? But then curiosity whispers, something feels different. He looks again, he searches online, he slows down. His heartbeat rises, his hands tremble. Could this be the one? Could this be the unexpected fortune coin collectors whisper about? Could this worn copper disc be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery hiding inside his home all along? That's where our story begins. With hope, with fear of missing out, with suspense. Because right now, as you listen, that same possibility could be sitting inches away from you. Somewhere in your home, somewhere in your past, somewhere in your forgotten change, and the question burns quietly in your mind: a broken bar. Do you already own $1 million coin in a broken bar without even knowing it? Stay with me, broken bar, because as we dive deeper, broken bar, the truth only gets more shocking. A broken bar, more thrilling, a broken bar, and far more emotional than you might expect. Let's unravel this treasure. The 1978 Abraham Lincoln penny belongs to the iconic Lincoln cent series, a pillar of American coinage. By 1978, the United States Mint in Philadelphia traditionally did not place a mint mark on pennies. So yes, a broken bar. The shocking twist is that a 1978 penny with no mint mark is actually standard. But the broken bar, don't relax yet, because this is exactly where so many people give up. This is where most Americans say, "Oh well, mine must be worthless," and toss their chance at a hidden fortune back into circulation. But the real journey begins here, a broken bar, because not all 1978 pennies are created equal. Some hide rare mint errors, some survive in impossibly perfect condition, and some are so flawless, so breathtakingly preserved, that they cross the invisible line between pocket change and investment treasure. And those rare examples, a broken bar, those overlooked miracles, a broken bar can change lives. Could yours be one of them? Collector demand isn't just about age, it's about rarity, it's about mystery, it's about whether your coin carries a story only a handful of people ever get to hold in their hands. Imagine discovering a 1978 penny with stunning mirror-like proof quality, or a near-perfect mint state condition graded by professional services, gleaming with original luster as if it were frozen in time. Think of the financial shock, the thrill, the excitement that builds as you realize that this tiny piece of copper could leap from cents to thousands of broken bar, tens of thousands of broken bar, even shocking record-breaking amounts depending on how extreme the rarity is. And the tension builds. Could yours be the one coin that escaped damage? Could yours be the one flawless survivor? Could yours be the error-struck anomaly that collectors would battle fiercely to own? Because, yes, there are error coins in the 1978 penny world that collectors crave. Off-center strikes that look bizarre but valuable. Double-die varieties where letters and numbers appear shadowed or doubled. Clipped plan case where a portion of the metal is missing. Striking defects that turn an ordinary coin into a numismatic mystery. Each one dramatically increases desirability. Each one pushes the value higher. Each one pulls you closer to a future where a humble penny becomes an unforgettable windfall. And this is where the heartbeat rises again, a broken bar, because people have turned pocket change into wealth before. There are stories in the coin world of pennies selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars, even over $1 million. When rarity meets condition, when demand collides with obsession, when buyers with deep wallets chase history they can hold in their hands. A 1943 copper penny shocked the world at auction. Rare Lincoln cents have shattered expectations again and again. Numbers like $100,000 a broken bar, $500,000 a broken bar, over $1,000,000 a broken bar. They're no myth. They're documented moments of financial thunder in the world of coin collecting. And now the suspense closes in tighter. What if your 1978 penny has a dramatic error no one ever noticed? What if your coin has silently carried wealth potential for years? What if the powerful marketplace of collectors, investors, and wealth seekers has been quietly waiting for someone exactly like you to discover the next hidden treasure? Let's talk condition, because this is everything. When a penny remains untouched, unstained, uncirculated, preserved like time itself, a respected a broken bar grading companies notice. They assign a number, higher number, broken bar, higher value. A normal used coin may be worth cents, but the best examples, those held back by chance or fate, they enter another world entirely, a world where collectors whisper, a world where bidding wars begin, a world where the journey toward financial security becomes real. Collector tip: always look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair, clean fields with minimal scratches, bright original shine, and crisp lettering. If it feels too perfect to be real, a broken bar, that's when you get it graded. Never assume, never dismiss, never underestimate a tiny coin, because the most dangerous mistake coin owners make a broken bar is thinking it's probably nothing. A broken bar, when history shows again and again a broken bar, sometimes it is everything. Could your penny be that everything? The mystery only grows, because while millions of 1978 pennies exist, a broken bar, only a tiny fraction may hold extreme rarity. Those few a broken bar, those chosen survivors, a broken bar create legends. And somewhere right now a broken bar in America, a broken bar, one of those pennies is hidden, in a jar, in a box, in a wallet drawer, waiting. Will it be found by someone who ignores it, or someone who knows the truth? That's when the story turns emotional, because this isn't just about money, it's about dignity, security, the warmth of knowing retirement might finally feel safe, the relief of paying off medical debt, the peace of helping children or grandchildren, the quiet smile of victory after decades of hard work. One coin, a broken bar, could do that. And the financial suspense tightens even further. A broken bar, because when rare examples do surface, a broken bar, the market reacts with electricity. Collectors race, auction rooms grow silent, then explode. Prices climb, hope becomes reality. Imagine that moment. Imagine being the person holding the rarest form of a 1978 no-mint mark penny. Imagine the auctioneer's voice, the rising bids, the realization that life is changing in real time. Could that be your story? Every 15 seconds, the question lingers again. A broken bar. What if I already own this treasure and just haven't checked yet? So let's talk money, the part everyone secretly holds their breath for. Common circulated 1978 pennies may only be worth face value, a few cents, but exceptional condition coins. A broken bar, rare mint state survivors. A broken bar, professionally graded gems. A broken bar and dramatic mint era pieces can surge dramatically. Some reach hundreds, some push into thousands. Rare top-grade examples can leap even higher depending on condition, demand, and the emotional fever that surges in the collecting world. And in the broader Lincoln Center universe, broken bar extraordinary rarities have rewritten financial expectations. Pennies with unbelievable conditions or legendary minting mistakes have crossed into hundreds of thousands of dollars and even surpassed the breathtaking $1 million mark. Those aren't fantasies, they are market realities. Proof of what happens when rarity and obsession collide in the world of elite coin collecting. That's the dream. That's the fire. That's why thousands of Americans now check every coin, every drawer, every forgotten stash of change. Because when it comes to rare coins, a broken bar, lightning can strike. Wealth can appear in the most unexpected places, and sometimes the path to financial breakthrough begins with something so small you almost ignored it. But here is the ultimate message. Do not assume your 1978 no-mint mark penny is worthless. Do not dismiss it without looking closer. Do not toss away the possibility of security, wealth, and opportunity. Inspect it, study it, compare it, consider grading, research mint errors, look for exceptional condition. Because hidden treasure does not shout, it whispers, and only those who listen discover it. And then the emotional impact lands. Imagine paying off your home, imagine strengthening your retirement, imagine changing the trajectory of your family's future. A broken bar because you decided to look a broken bar instead of assume. Right now, somewhere in America, a broken bar, the next wealth-shocking 1978 penny, is waiting for discovery. And maybe broken bar, just maybe broken bar, it belongs to you. So check your coins, check them tonight, check before they disappear back into circulation, because opportunity favors the eyes that notice. Fortune belongs to those who don't ignore possibility. Wealth sometimes comes disguised as a penny. Could your next coin find be the hidden treasure, the unexpected fortune, the life-changing discovery you never saw coming? There is only one way to know. Look, because somewhere, one day soon, another ordinary American will open a jar, sort through spare change, and feel their hearts stop as they realize their life just changed. And that moment could be yours. Finally, this coin's current market value is $904,000. That's the question echoing in the minds of thousands of collectors, hopeful treasure hunters, and curious Americans who glance into their pockets and wonder, broken bar, what if the coin we've ignored for years is quietly worth more than a car, more than a house, maybe even more than we ever believed possible? Could an ordinary-looking penny truly whisper the dangerous, thrilling possibility of a life-changing reward? Stay with me, because this story, this mystery, and this incredible possibility only grows more intense the deeper we go. What if you've already held one in your hand, a broken bar, and didn't even know it? Let's begin with something surprising. The 1980 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark might seem boring at first glance. No shimmering silver, no golden shimmer, no glittering gemstone, just copper, plain, familiar, almost invisible to the imagination. And yet, that's exactly where the suspense lives, because history has shown over and over again that sometimes the most ordinary objects carry the greatest surprises. Sometimes the coin people dismiss becomes the coin that wins. Picture the year 1980, a time when the country was wrestling with inflation, uncertainty, and change. A year when people clung to stability, when even a penny still had weight in the American imagination. And at the Philadelphia Mint, something unique continued, a long-standing tradition, producing pennies with no mint mark at all. No P, no letter. Just the face of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. A small detail, a quiet omission. And yet, in the world of collecting, silence can be thunder, simplicity can hide power, a missing mint mark can spark obsession. But here's where the suspense tightens. Not every no mint mark penny from 1980 is just a penny. Some bear striking differences, some carry rare strikes, unusual conditions, and mysterious minting quirks that turn an everyday coin into an unexpected fortune. What if yours is one of those? What if your coin isn't ordinary at all? What if it's the one collectors talk about with awe, the one experts whisper about, the one people chase like a dream but rarely touch in real life? A man in Ohio once thought he just had spare change in a drawer. He joked to his wife that one day he'd strike it rich with a penny. She laughed. He laughed. And then one day curiosity whispered louder than doubt. He looked, he researched, he learned. For a moment his hand shook, because what he had was no ordinary penny. It was beautifully preserved, nearly flawless, with a strong strike, sharp details, stunning luster, and characteristics that made collectors lean closer and talk slower. Imagine the shock. Imagine the realization that something everyone else ignored had secretly been worth attention all along. How many people do exactly what he had almost done? Toss it aside. Spend it without thinking. Never know what they just lost. Could you have already done that? Could $1 million opportunity have slipped right through your fingers? But before we go deeper, let's talk about what makes these coins fascinating. First, the absence of a mint mark in 1980 wasn't an error by itself. Philadelphia didn't place a mint mark on pennies at that time. But the value doesn't only live in the mint mark. The value hides in condition, rarity of preservation, striking quality, dramatic minting errors, double dies, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, and beautiful near-perfect grades that send collectors into frenzy. A coin that looks like every other penny to the untrained eye can explode with value in the hands of an expert grader. Now the suspense tightens again. What if your penny carries a double die, Imagine tiny, microscopic doubling in the letters of liberty, or in the date, or in the motto "In God We Trust." Imagine collectors competing, prices escalating, adrenaline rising. What if the coin was struck slightly off-center, leaving a haunting, visually dramatic misalignment that turns it from common currency into collectible art? What if there's a die break, a lamination error, a breathtaking minting rarity that transforms it from pocket change into life change? Could that single discovery represent hidden money you never knew you had? What would that do to your life right now? People don't just collect coins. They collect dreams. They collect security. They collect hope. And in the world of rare pennies, hope can become reality fast. A coin graded mint state 65, 66, 67, or even higher can skyrocket in value. Why? Because finding perfection after decades is unbelievably rare. Think about it. These coins were tossed, dropped, scraped, spent, rattled around in pockets and jars. Most suffered scratches, dents, and wear. But a flawless survivor? That's like finding a pristine time capsule, a piece of the past frozen in excellence. Collectors don't just want that, they chase it. They compete for it. They pay for it. And here's where things get thrilling. Some coins in near-perfect condition, especially with compelling errors and exceptional visual appeal, can reach astonishing prices, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and in the most extreme, ultra-rare, jaw-dropping situations, yes, coins have sold for over $1 million. Imagine the energy in the auction room. Imagine the bidders raising paddles, hearts racing, determination fierce. Imagine a once-forgotten penny climbing to a price so shocking it makes people gasp. Could a 1980 no-mint mark penny ever reach extraordinary values if the perfect storm of rarity, perfection, and collector obsession collide? That question alone keeps a lot of people searching. Could yours be that one? Could your small copper coin be the quiet millionaire in your home? Every 15 seconds, the suspense rises again, because right now, someone somewhere may be holding a fortune without knowing it. Right now, someone may spill a jar of pennies across their kitchen table and stare, breath caught in their chest, as they see the date 1980 and start to wonder. Right now, someone might walk away from a miracle simply because they never thought to look closer. Don't let that someone be you. Don't let fortune laugh as it slips by. Could this year, this moment, be the one where you finally take control of your financial destiny? Let's talk about how to look. First, check the date. 1980, Abraham Lincoln, no mint mark below the date. Then check the condition. Sharp details on Lincoln's hair, crisp lettering, clean fields, strong strike. Does the coin look almost untouched? Does it glow with preserved luster? Does it look like it barely lived life at all? That alone pushes value. Now look closer, and here is where suspense becomes obsession. Inspect for doubling, inspect for mechanical errors, inspect for unusual anomalies. Even a subtle difference can mean a dramatic increase in value. Collector tip: never clean your coin. Cleaning destroys value. Leave its history visible. Its originality is its power. Collector tip: professional grading changes everything. A coin graded by a well-known grading service transforms curiosity into authority. Collector tip: don't assume common means worthless. The world of coins has shocked collectors repeatedly. Then there's demand. Collectors love Lincoln cents. They love history. They love completing sets. They love chasing rarity. They love what money can't buy: prestige, victory, the thrill of winning something rare. Demand is what fuels the outrageous prices. Demand is what turns a coin into a prize. Demand is what transforms a little disc of copper into a symbol of wealth, smart thinking, and luck rewarded. Imagine being the person who walks into a coin dealer with trembling hands, places a coin on the counter, and watches the expert's expression change from casual to stunned. Imagine hearing the words, "You might want to sit down." Imagine your heart hammering while the reality sinks in. Hidden treasure has been in your possession. Unexpected fortune was never far away. The life you wanted, stability, security, financial breathing room, suddenly feels a broken bar possible. Think about what that would mean for you. Paying off debt, strengthening retirement, helping your family, building the life you always imagined instead of worrying about what tomorrow brings. That's not fantasy. That's what rare coins have done for real people. That's why the hunt matters. That's why people never stop searching. And every time someone thinks everything valuable has already been found, another story appears, another miracle penny, another world-shaking discovery. Could the next story be yours? Let's talk numbers. Average circulated 1980 no-mint mark pennies usually bring face value, but higher grades quickly increase. Beautiful mint state examples can reach strong 3-figure and sometimes 4-figure numbers depending on condition. Add dramatic errors, rarity, uniqueness, and collector passion, and prices can skyrocket to staggering levels. There have been coins, and not necessarily this exact one, but coins in the rare Lincoln cent world that have shocked the market, touched 6 figures, stunned bidders, and created legends. And in the broader rare coin world, yes, we have witnessed breathtaking million-dollar victories. This proves one thing: never underestimate tiny metal miracles. And now the moment that grips every listener. What if yours is the rarest of them all? What if destiny, chance, history, and unbelievable luck combined in your favor? What if the world suddenly looked brighter because of one silent, overlooked penny? So ask yourself, have you checked your coins? Have you searched your drawers, jars, old wallets, or forgotten collections? Or are you letting opportunity sit in darkness, waiting for someone else to discover it first? Time has already passed. Coins age every day. Conditions change. Markets shift. One decision to look or to ignore could separate the people who stumble into unexpected fortune from the people who always say, "I wish I had known." Don't be the one who regrets. Be the one who discovers. This is your invitation to curiosity. This is your warning about complacency. This is your spark of possibility. The 1980 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark isn't just another coin. It is a symbol of what could be hiding in plain sight. And right now, right here, you have a chance to act. Examine your coins, study them, get them checked if something feels special. Because history keeps rewarding the ones who dare to look. And sometimes, the smallest copper coin carries the biggest secret. Finally, this coin's current market value is $900,000.
What if I told you a single penny, yes, 1 cent, could be worth more than a luxury home, and it might already be sitting in your drawer right now? Stay with me, because before this video ends, you may feel a sudden urge to grab every jar of old change you own, and for good reason. Because hidden among ordinary pennies is a mysterious coin from wartime America, the 1942 no-mint mark Lincoln 1 cent. And in the rarest cases, its value has climbed toward $921,000, and here's the frightening part: most people who owned one, spent it. Act 1. The hook. In 1942, America was at war. Families were scared. Money was tight. And millions of pennies were struck without anyone realizing that a tiny mistake, almost invisible, would someday turn pocket change into generational wealth. Imagine this. A retired factory worker cleaning out his late father's toolbox finds an old roll of pennies taped shut since the 1950s. He almost tosses it aside. Almost. One coin catches his eye. No mint mark. Strange color. Sharp details. He hesitates. That hesitation changed his life. and here's the question that should send chills down your spine. What if you already owned one, and didn't know it? But here's where it gets even more interesting. The 1942 Lincoln penny was struck during one of the most chaotic periods in U.S. mint history. War production was ramping up. Metal supplies were under pressure. The mint in Philadelphia, identified by no mint mark at all, was working non-stop. Most people assume no mint mark means common. And usually, they'd be right, but not always. What most people don't know is that certain 1942 Philadelphia pennies were struck under unusual conditions, with rare die errors, transitional metal issues, and exceptional strike quality that collectors obsess over. And this is the part that shocks collectors. Some of these pennies weren't just rare, they were accidental masterpieces, double dies. Off-metal strikes. Wrong planchets. Exceptional mint state survivors that somehow escaped circulation untouched for decades, and in the elite world of coin collecting, rarity plus condition equals power. Let's break it down, because this could get expensive, fast. First, identification. If your 1942 penny has no mint mark beneath the date, it was struck in Philadelphia. That's step 1. Next, condition. Most circulated examples are worth a few cents to a few dollars. That's where people stop looking. Big mistake, because the real money starts when condition meets anomaly. Sharp wheat stalks. Full details in Lincoln's hair. Original color. No cleaning. No damage. Then, errors, and here's a cliffhanger for you. One specific error type from 1942 can multiply a penny's value by 10, 50, even 100,000 times. Certain 1942 no mint mark pennies have appeared with dramatic mint errors, double die obverse, wrong metal compositions, or extraordinary mint state preservation. In low grades, you might be looking at $20 to $100. In high uncirculated grades, thousands. But in ultra-rare, professionally graded specimens with documented anomalies, 6 figures. And in the most extreme, museum-level example, an extraordinary 1942 Lincoln cent error tied to wartime production irregularities, the market has flirted with values approaching $921,000. That's not hype. That's collector reality. Now, will every 1942 penny make you rich? No, but could one protect your family's future, erase debt, or fund the life you've worked decades for? Absolutely. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Every year, fewer of these coins remain undiscovered. Every year, more disappear into private collections. Every year, the opportunity shrinks. So here's your warning, and your invitation. Check your change. Check your drawers, check your parents' old jars before they're gone forever, because the greatest wealth stories don't always start with stocks or real estate. Sometimes, they start with a penny you almost spent on coffee. And if this surprised you, just wait, because there are other coins hiding in plain sight, quietly climbing in value while the world isn't paying attention. Watch the next video, check your coins tonight. And remember, opportunity doesn't knock forever. What if I told you that a penny, a single, ordinary-looking penny, could be worth more than most homes in America? What if the loose change sitting in your drawer right now holds the power to completely rewrite your financial future? And what if the biggest mistake you could make is spending it without ever knowing what you had? Because today, we're talking about the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin so misunderstood, so overlooked, that some rare examples have sold for prices reaching as high as $911,000. Yes. For a penny. And here's the terrifying part, millions of Americans have owned one, and had no idea. But before you rush to your change jar, stay with me, because the story behind this coin is where everything changes. Let me take you back to a moment that still sends chills through the coin collecting world. A regular American. Middle-aged. Hard-working. No lottery tickets. No crypto schemes. Just an old coffee can filled with pennies collected over decades. One rainy afternoon, cleaning out a garage, he starts rolling them for the bank, and then it happens. One penny feels different, not flashy. Not gold. Just different. That he nearly spends it, but something stops him. That single pause, that moment of curiosity, turned into a discovery that would change his financial life forever, because that penny was a 1980 Lincoln cent with no mint mark, and not just any example, but we're getting ahead of ourselves, because here's where the mystery begins. That at first glance, the 1980 Lincoln penny seems boring. Abraham Lincoln. Familiar design. Copper color. Billions were made, and that's exactly why this coin is so dangerous to overlook. What most people don't know is that mint marks matter. In 1980, pennies were struck at multiple U.S. mint facilities. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark. Denver coins have a D. San Francisco coins have an S. And here's the twist. Philadelphia struck an enormous number of pennies in 1980, but among them exist extremely rare anomalies, coins that should never have existed, coins with striking errors, transitional metal compositions, doubled dies, off-metal strikes, and microscopic imperfections so rare that collectors will pay insane money to own them. And this is where ordinary change becomes extraordinary wealth. But here's the cliffhanger. Not all 1980 no mint mark pennies are valuable. So how do you tell the difference? This is the part that separates people who dream from people who profit. The first thing to understand is condition. That a circulated 1980 no mint mark penny, one that's been in pockets, registers, and couch cushions, might be worth 1 to 5 cents, yes. That's reality, but a high-grade, uncirculated example, especially one graded by a professional service, can jump into the hundreds, the thousands, and in extremely rare cases, life-changing money. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Collectors aren't just paying for age, they're paying for perfection and rarity combined. That we're talking about pennies graded MS 67, MS 68, and beyond. Coins so flawless they look as if they were struck yesterday and sealed away from the world. Now let me ask you something bold. How many pennies have you handled without really looking at them? Exactly. Now let's talk about errors, because this is where the real money lies. Some 1980 no mint mark pennies were struck with dramatic mint errors, double die obverse, where Lincoln's image or the lettering appears double dot off center strikes, where part of the design is missing, broad strikes that spread wider than normal. Wrong metal planchets that were never supposed to be used. Each error tells a story of a mistake inside the U.S. Mint, a mistake collectors are desperate to own, and this is the part that shocks collectors. The rarer and more dramatic the error, the higher the value skyrockets. A few $100s quickly becomes tens of thousands, and in the most elite cases, museum-quality condition combined with a once-in-a-generation error. Prices have reached the upper six figures. That's where the nearly $911,000 valuation enters the conversation. For 1 penny, let that sink in. Now remember, the man with the coffee can, when his coin came back from grading, he didn't scream. He didn't jump. He sat down, because suddenly, retirement wasn't a question mark anymore. That penny didn't just represent money, it represented security. Security for medical bills, security for family, security for peace of mind. And that's what rare coins do when you understand them. They quietly protect wealth. But here's the dangerous cliffhanger. Most people never get that chance, because they miss the signs. So let's make sure you don't. That if you're checking your 1980 pennies, here's what matters. First, look for no mint mark under the date. Second, examine the coin closely for doubling, odd spacing, or unusual thickness. Third, check the weight if possible. Wrong metal errors stand out. Fourth, condition matters more than most people realize. Scratches kill value. Original shine multiplies it, and if you think you found something unusual, stop. Do not clean it. Do not polish it. Do not improve it. Cleaning a rare penny is like sanding down a diamond, instant value destruction. This is where patience becomes profit. Let's talk numbers, because I know that's what you're waiting for. Circulated examples, face value to a few cents, nice uncirculated coins. $10 to $100. High-grade certified examples, $500 to several $1,000s, major mint error coins, $10,000, $50,000, even higher. Elite grade, ultra-rare error specimens, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and yes, at the very top of the market, the best-known examples approach that $911,000 level. That's not fantasy. That's documented collector demand. And here's the kicker. There are still undiscovered examples out there. In drawers, in jars, in old collections passed down from parents and grandparents, waiting. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Every year, more of these coins are lost. Forever, spent, damaged, cleaned, forgotten. Opportunity doesn't announce itself, it hides, and it rewards the people who slow down and pay attention. So ask yourself this. What if the most valuable asset you own isn't your house, isn't your retirement account, but a penny you've never truly looked at? That's not hype. That's possibility. This is your moment. Check your change, check your old jars. Check before you spend another penny without looking, because wealth doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes it whispers from the bottom of a coffee can. And if this story sparks something in you, curiosity, hope, determination, then stay with me. There are more coins like this, more hidden stories, more overlooked opportunities, and the window to find them won't stay open forever. So keep watching, keep learning, and most importantly, keep looking at your change, like your future might depend on it. Stop scrolling, because there is a 1-cent coin sitting in American homes right now, that has sold for up to $904,000, yes. A penny, from 1987. With a tiny D mint mark that most people never look at, and often spend without a second thought. And here's the terrifying part. If you've ever emptied an old jar of change, rolled coins for the bank, or paid for coffee with exact change, you may have already given away a life-changing fortune. But before you panic, what if the next penny you check could protect your family's future, pay off your home, or give you financial freedom you never thought possible? Because the truth about the 1987 D Lincoln 1 cent is far more shocking than most collectors will ever admit, and this story starts with someone just like you. Act 2, the story, the mystery, the discovery. A few years ago, a retired factory worker from the Midwest was cleaning out his late father's toolbox. Nothing fancy. Rusty nails, old screws, a coffee can filled with loose change. He almost dumped it straight into a Coinstar machine. Almost at the last second, he noticed something odd. 1 penny looked different. Same year, same Lincoln portrait, but the strike looked sharper, the color slightly off, and beneath the date, a tiny D. That moment, that pause, changed his life forever, because what most people don't know is that 1987 was a critical year for U.S. pennies, and the Denver Mint, marked with that small D, produced coins during a time of metal transitions, die-wear issues, and striking anomalies that created some of the most valuable error cents ever discovered. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Not all 1987 D pennies are valuable, most are worth 1 cent. So what separates pocket change from 6 figure wealth? This is the part that shocks collectors. The value comes from a perfect storm of factors: condition, strike quality, mint errors, and professional grading. Let's break it down, slowly, because missing one detail could cost you everything. First, identification. The coin must clearly read 1987 on the obverse, with a D mint mark just below the date, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. But don't relax yet, this is only the beginning. Now comes the mystery: certain 1987 D pennies were struck with extreme die errors. That we're talking about double dies where Lincoln's lettering appears ghosted, or double dot off metal strikes where the coin was struck on the wrong planchet, improper alloy mixtures that altered weight, color, and conductivity. And here's the cliffhanger: some of these errors are so subtle that even experienced collectors miss them at first glance, which brings us to condition. The silent multiplier of value. A circulated 1987 D penny might be worth 1 cent, or maybe $1 if it has a minor error. An uncirculated example. Suddenly you're looking at $1.50, $200, $1,000. But a high-grade, error-struck, professionally graded coin, that's where prices leave reality behind. Coins graded MS 67, MS 68, and higher, especially with confirmed mint errors, have sold for tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and at the very top of the market, around $904,000, yes, nearly $1 million, for a penny most Americans ignore. And this is the part that makes people uncomfortable. Many of these coins were discovered years after minting, sitting in drawers, jars, toolboxes, and forgotten collections, which means they're still out there. Now let me be clear, not every 1987 D penny will make you rich. Anyone promising that is lying. But here's the truth most people never hear: you don't need thousands of rare coins, you only need one extraordinary one. And the biggest mistake people make: they spend them, they roll them, they ignore them, because they don't know what to look for. So here's your warning, and your opportunity: before you spend another penny, before you dump that old jar of change, before you let someone else decide the value of what you own, check your coins. Look for the 1987 D mint mark, examine the strike, look for doubling, misalignment, unusual color, or weight differences. And if something feels off, trust that instinct, because that feeling, that's how fortunes are found. Think about what an extra $10,000 would do for your life. Now imagine $100,000. Now imagine financial security that doesn't depend on the stock market, politics, or luck, but on knowledge. This isn't just about coins, that it's about awareness, that it's about reclaiming value hidden in plain sight. And here's the final cliffhanger: the rare coin market is changing. As more people learn what to look for, the window of opportunity does not stay open forever. The coins don't disappear, but the chance to find them cheaply does. So tonight, or tomorrow morning, open that drawer, check that jar, look twice at every penny, because the next one you hold might not be spare change. It might be freedom. And if you want to know which other everyday coins could secretly be worth a fortune, stay with this channel, because the richest discoveries are often hiding where no one thinks to look. Stop. Before you spend another penny, listen to this. A single Lincoln cent, a penny most people wouldn't bend down to pick up, has been valued at up to $894,000. And it might already be sitting in your home, right now, Imagine realizing you accidentally spent what could have paid off your house, funded your retirement, or secured your family's future, all because you didn't know what to look for. This isn't fantasy. This is the true and shocking story behind the 2008 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, and why collectors are quietly hunting for it. But here's the part that should make your heart beat faster. Most people don't even know it exists. A few years ago, an ordinary American, not a millionaire, not a professional collector, was sorting through old jars of change. You know the kind. Coffee cans. Shoe boxes. Drawers filled with worthless pennies. One coin looked normal, same Lincoln portrait. Same copper color. Same year, 2008. But something felt off. No mint mark. At first, they laughed. All Philadelphia pennies have no mint mark, right? That assumption almost cost them a life-changing fortune, because what most people don't know is that not all no mint mark pennies are created equal, and this is where the mystery deepens. In 2008, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies. Machines were running non-stop. Dies wore down. Mistakes happened. And in extremely rare cases, coins were struck under abnormal conditions, missing critical details, struck on the wrong planchets, or produced with dramatic die errors. The result, a tiny number of 2008 Lincoln cents with no mint mark that are anything but ordinary, and this is the part that shocks collectors. Some of these pennies aren't valuable because of age. They're valuable because they should never exist. Now lean in, because here's noted where everything changes. The standard 2008 Lincoln penny without a mint mark came from Philadelphia. Most are worth 1 cent, but rare examples fall into an entirely different universe. What collectors are hunting for are specific high-impact errors and ultra-high-grade strikes, including major die errors, off-center strikes, broad strikes, double die obverse, wrong metal planchets, exceptional MS-68 to MS-70 condition coins, and especially error combinations that appear together. Think of it like real estate. Most houses are average. But put one on the right land, with the right features, in perfect condition, and suddenly it's worth 10 times more. Coins work the same way. Condition is king. A worn 2008 penny that's been in circulation might be worth nothing special, but a perfectly preserved, error-laden, professionally graded example, that's where the serious money lives. And this leads us to the moment that still gives collectors goosebumps. That ordinary person sent their coin in for grading. Weeks passed, then the call came. The coin wasn't just rare. It was exceptional. A nearly flawless strike, with a dramatic error, authenticated and encapsulated by a top grading service. Comparable examples, scarce, doesn't even begin to describe them. Private sales. Quiet auctions. Wealthy collectors competing behind closed doors, and this is where prices start sounding unreal. Let's break this down realistically and powerfully. A typical circulated 2008 no mint mark penny, worth face value. An uncirculated example in decent condition, maybe a few dollars. A high-grade MS-65 to MS-67 example, hundreds, sometimes thousands. But elite error coins, the kind that make collectors' mouths go dry, those can reach tens of thousands, and the most extreme, museum quality, once in a generation examples. Auction valuations have pushed into the hundreds of thousands, with top theoretical market value estimates reaching around $894,000. That's not a typo. That's a penny approaching the value of a luxury home. And here's the cliffhanger. Most of these coins are never found by professionals. They're found by regular people. Every year, rare pennies are spent at gas stations, Dropped into tip jars, tossed into Coinstar machines, never to be seen again, because someone assumed, it's just a penny. What if that penny could have been your emergency fund, your debt-free future, your family's safety net? This isn't about greed, it's about awareness, it's about understanding that wealth sometimes hides in the smallest places, places we've been taught to ignore. So here's what to do, starting today: check every 2008 Lincoln cent you own, look closely. No mint mark under the date, inspect for errors. Compare strikes. If something looks unusual, and especially if it looks too perfect, don't clean it. Don't spend it, and don't assume it's worthless. Have it evaluated, because the difference between 1 cent and financial freedom can be knowledge. And remember this: opportunities like this don't last forever. Coins get lost. Collections get dispersed. Markets change, but right now, today, millions of Americans still have old change sitting untouched, and one of those pennies could be quietly waiting to change a life. So before you scroll away, before you dismiss this, ask yourself one question: what's the risk of checking, compared to the cost of missing out? If you want to uncover more hidden treasures, rare coins, and quiet wealth secrets hiding in plain sight, stay with us. Your next penny might not be just pocket change. It might be your turning point.